Delegating is one of the simplest, yet one of the most complicated things to do in business. And it's because there's lots of different techniques, there's lots of different levels, there's lots of different considerations that exist when delegating. Sharing the right information. Is it the right person you're giving it to? Is it the right time? Are you clear in your own mind what is expected, what you need somebody to do? So we created a concept called the Delegation Triangle, which for many years has worked very well in our business. So I thought I would share it with you as a concept that we try and get as many of our clients to adopt as possible. So let's imagine you're going to be working alongside me on a project. Now inside my mind, I've got 100% of what I want done. I don't know some of the steps, but in my head, I've got all of what I've got, which is effectively, I don't have any more, I don't know what the steps are after, but everything in my head I need to basically offload. So the first thing I need to do as the person that is initiating this project or task or thing to be done is to make sure that I'm absolutely crystal clear what I want. So if I'm a bit wishy-washy, a bit woolly, a bit unclear, and I try and hand over that task or that project to anybody, it probably will be a disaster because I'm not clear in my mind what my expectations, my standards, or what it is I want doing. So my job is to give it some thought, make some notes, and be clear on what I want this to actually look like. The first step after that is to sit down with you, probably as a business and ops manager, and explain and basically share with you my 100%. Give you everything I've got in my mind, what it looks like, what it feels like, what I want doing, how I want it done. It doesn't matter if most of what I say makes no difference to you or is not of interest to you. You need me to offload as much as I can out of my mind. Almost empty my mind with the ideas and thoughts and tasks around this project. So that is my 100%. But the truth is, that 100% is probably only 5 to 10% of the actual stuff that will be done, the thinking that would take place, the planning that would take place to execute that project or that task in the end. But you've got my 100%, but it's only 10% of the work. Your job is to effectively work with yourself, with your team, and with others in your business, maybe in your department or not, to add the 80%. To make sure that there's a plan before actually anything else at all happens. Thinking, planning, designing is not delay. It is simply the planning that is essential to making sure that this project or task is executed exactly how it should be. So your job now is to work in the 80%. Effectively, as you work through that 80%, talking to other team members, checking your work, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you're circling back to me on a regular basis to make sure that my original thinking is in line with the progress you're making. So it's almost like a check. I've done this, Michelle. What do you think? Is this in line with what you were thinking? All right, so you're checking back at agreed intervals, at an agreed time that we have agreed to make sure that what I originally thought is along the path. Now you may have added 10 amazing things, improved things tenfold, designed a plan that looks slightly different to my original idea, but at the end of the day, the task is going to be done exactly as it should be. So once you're checking in with me all the time, then the next thing is that 10%. So the 10% at the end is to hand it back to me or the people that I've been working with to literally say, we're just checking to make sure that this is working as it should, this is being executed as it should, and it's my job then to just almost scan over and make sure that everything that we had in mind is in line. Now, it's my job ultimately to sign off that project, that task, to give it the final, yes, that's okay. But it's only the 10% I gave you at the beginning was my 100%, but it's the 10% that was needed. The 80% in the middle is everything that needs to be done and how, and the people that need to be involved. It might be the whole business, it might be people in departments. And then the last 10% is ultimately for me to sign off to say, yeah, that is a-okay. Now that might sound a little bit complicated, but if you want to try it with a project, try it on a small one. Test it, see how it goes. Explain this to your business owner or leader to make sure that they're handing over things properly. So I hope that helps. Delegation Triangle. It's quite a concept, quite an idea, but it does work in practice.